it was fun because there was no bus anymore.
Right.
Okay, let's stop here for a moment because this was the first photo that I did.
Yep.
This is the first one, very first one. When I started, and this one is dedicated to my mother. Actually, she died last year, and because she lived back there in Korea and Europe. This year for her anniversary, it was a year.
Her anniversary of exactly her passing,
Yeah.
right?
So I couldn't go there, so I just bought flowers. Then she liked those small white.
The
White
daffodils.
flowers to place
Okay.
like bouquet.
Right.
And then I took a photo, and of course, face plate like time and heart, and this is actually the message in the bottle because when she died, and of course, it feel that kind of guilt, especially for me because I wasn't there.
Oh, well, you weren't there,
And
of
it's always
course.
like, did I really spend enough time?
And with my mom,
her?
of course.
Is there anything that I should tell her before
Right.
the end? And I just hope that she knows all that. How many times you say to the people you actually loved and you really love them, you know?
Right,
You just
exactly.
take that, they're gonna know, like, that's given. So, with all that, I actually started to write messages to her to place in a bottle
Right.
and to carry bottles around with me and take a bunch of photos. So I do have whole another
A series.
project
That's right. I
just-
saw your series on that.
Yeah. on the
Message in the bottle.
website, Message in the bottle.
Exactly.
So, and then I took this photo, and this is the first one, exactly a year after she died, with message for her and with heart and with flowers. And I bought that day
Right.
because I couldn't go to visit her grave on the day. So that's the story. Okay, this one looks better. This is
Here, why don't we put this right here? Oop. There we go.
Yeah, I want to hold it. First one because there is a difference between them slightly. Under this light you can't even tell actually. It's so similar.
That's the
This
lighter one.
This one is the lighter one.
Yeah. And you can definitely see it. It was actually the right choice.
Yeah. And as I said, under this light, it's almost there, but under daylight, this one looks much better.
Yeah.
I'm sure this one.
It
is
does.
And again, that's me because I read these photos, you know. So
Yep.
that's kind of,
You know what you're looking
how
for.
Yeah, I know how they should look exactly, but for someone else, probably it's not so important like for this.
So what's this one? So this says what?
Oh, this one is just about time, and that's actually a combination of there are probably 5 to 6 layers. The main one is actually surface of the frozen lake, Lake Louise in Canada.
Okay.
And there was shapes, like a triangle shape that reminds me of that album cover from Pink Floyd, you know, Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of Prism. So it was pretty similar, and I took that photo and I kept that for years. And then the rest of the photo is actually these trails of light. The red color is actually, it's not black, of course. It's those are lights from the freeway on the way back, because I take a lot of those photos. I love those moving.
I do too.
photos.
I love doing that.
Yeah, and
Especially when I'm driving.
90% of them they look great when you look them in a camera or on the phone. When you come back, you say, "Oh man, it's not."
Yeah, it looks
but
crap.
Sometimes, yeah, but then every
fifth shot,
few hundred
shots, you get one that's good.
You have that one shot, and it's really. So that's just a light trails from the back of
Uh-huh.
the cars from the freeway on the way back.
So
And,
are you using Adobe Photoshop CS6 or 5, or how are you composing all this together?
Photoshop,
In Photoshop.
yeah. Photoshop, different versions. I was working with different computers, and every time when I have a time actually for the photos.
So they can see all these on gentleshadow.com.
Shadow.com.
Yeah. So if you want to see any of Miroslav's, how do you say your last name, Miroslav? Peric?
Originally, it's Miroslav Peric,
Peric?
but Miroslav Peric is good enough.
Peric, yeah, so Miroslav Peric. So Peric. Yeah. All right. So these are all HD aluminum pieces that we put together for his exhibit that's coming up in Joshua Tree this weekend. And so it'll be up there for 3 months. So what was the name of the guy that died? That you...
Grand Parson.
Grand Parson. And so if you guys have the desire to go up to Joshua Tree, it's going to be running from November
No,
9th through
through mid-January.
mid-January of
probably
2014.
to the end of January.
Yeah, to the end of
We do
January.
not have closing date, which is going to be almost of the same importance like
Yeah.
the opening.
All right.
Because there is a second part of exhibition, then it's going to be shown outside in a front yard, and that part is kind of interactive experimental part,
Right.
because I'm going to invite all visitors to actually do interventions on those
Right.
photos. And the whole idea of those photos outside, because they are exposed to
So you're
all
talking about the
elements.
interventions. So you're talking about the interventions related to drug overdose? Is that kind of the idea, or?
No. There's nothing with Grand Parsons actually.
Oh,
That's
okay. Just a
yeah,
story
that's
that
just a
happens to
fact.
be there.
Then, yeah, the motel
Okay.
is famous.
For that, all right.
Yeah, for that. But other than that, there's nothing
Got it.
connected with exhibition. Interventions are because whole idea, that's not a typical gallery space. So I
Right.
didn't want to make a typical gallery exhibition actually.
Got it.
And then I wanted to use that because the yard looks great actually. And I wanted to put my photos outside. Because they are outside, they're going to be exposed to all elements.
Of
to
course.
rain, because it's end of the year.
Right.
There is a good chance it's going to be rain, storm, dust, wind, sun for over 2 months or 3 months over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to include also visitors, like people, and to show actually not just the time that is recorded on photos itself, but the impact of time on those photos during exhibition. And part of that time is actually, so all visitors gonna actually like add their time to my
Onto
photos,
it.
because they're gonna spend some time with the photos around.
Right.
So the next step is actually to invite them and to allow them to do whatever they feel then it's gonna fit the photo.
Right.
So to write, I don't know, poetry, or just to sign, or to add a smiley or butterfly,
Got
or
it.
to glue objects over there. To take
Right.
a
And you're
pieces
not
of-
going to leave anything that, for them to actually do that with, but whatever they happen to have, they'll actually incorporate. So if they have a pen, if they have a Sharpie, if they've got something to stick
yeah,
or glue, whatever they find. Okay.
Probably few glue bottles or
Okay.
something like that, so they can use, because the first store is a few miles away. So
Okay.
they probably do not
Got
have
it.
that in the pockets. But other than that, no, they can do whatever they come with. And then for the closing date, I'm going to make smaller versions of original photos, go there and place them just for a day next to the photos they spent 3 months over there.
Got
So
it.
it's going to be, in a way, before and after. So
Right.
we're going to have the whole story, what they survived in the meantime, and what's the impact of all those
Okay.
elements on my photos. And
Great.
hopefully one day to make a book with
Right.
left and right side of the book with
Got it.
starting photos and ending photos.
No, that's great.
And then if that goes well, maybe just move that exhibition somewhere else and then give other people chance to have
To
their
continue.
time and their...
No, I love the
Their
concept of
input,
it. I
so
think
yeah.
it'll be really good.
So
Well,
that's it.
Well, I'm excited to
Okay,
see how it
this
turns
looks
out.
Great.
So I'm Joe Hill from Prolab. If you got any information or questions, give me a call. 310-846-4496.